Welcome to LightHouse KinShip's devotional video, Spiritual Fatigue and Weariness. Psalm 69 verses 1 to 3 TPT. God, my God, come and save me. These floods of trouble have risen higher and higher. The water is up to my neck. I'm sinking into the mud with no place to stand, and I'm about to drown in this storm.
I'm weary, exhausted with weeping. My throat is dry, my voice is gone, my eyes are swollen with sorrow, and I'm waiting for you, God, to come through for me. Today is Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Monica and I are here at the Hot Water Cascades at the Grand Promenade, Hot Springs National Park, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Joseph, Elijah, David, and Jesus' 12 disciples all have what in common? They were all waiting for God to come through for them.
Psalm 57, verses 1 to 3 NLT. Have mercy on me, O God. Have mercy. I look to you for protection. I will hide beneath the shadow of your wings until the danger passes by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who will fulfill his purpose for me. He will send help from heaven to rescue me, disgracing those who hound me. My God will send forth his unfailing love and faithfulness.
What was Joseph waiting on that brought spiritual fatigue and weariness? We begin our reading of Joseph in Genesis chapter 37 at the age of 17 and conclude in Genesis chapter 50 of his death at the age of 110.
Genesis 37 verses 2a and 3 to 5 NASB. These are the records of the generations of Jacob. Joseph, when he was 17 years of age, was pasturing the flock with his brothers while he was still a youth. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his other sons, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a multicolored tunic. And his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, and so they hated him and could not speak to him on friendly terms. Then Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more.
Unfortunately, Joseph at a young age already was experiencing deep animosity and jealousy from his siblings because of the elegant coat and favoritism shown to Joseph by their father. But when Joseph spoke to them concerning not just one dream, but two dreams, their animosity and jealousy turned into murder.
Genesis 37 verses 12, 13, 15 to 18 New King James. Then his brothers went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, Are not your brothers feeding the flock in Shechem? Come, I will send you to them. So he said to him, Here I am. Now a certain man found him, and there he was, wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, What are you seeking? So he said, I am seeking my brothers. Please tell me where they are feeding their flocks. And the man said, They have departed from here, for I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them in Dothan. Now when they saw him afar off, even before he came near them, they conspired against him to kill him.
Did God come through for Joseph? Has God put a dream in your heart, but like Joseph, it is about to die unless God's providential hands intervene?
Genesis 37 verses 23 to 25a and 26 to 28 New King James. So it came to pass, when Joseph had come to his brothers, that they stripped Joseph of his tunic, the tunic of many colors that was on him. Then they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat a meal. Then they lifted their eyes and looked, and there was a company of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. So Judah said to his brothers, What profit is there if we kill our brother and conceal his blood? Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brothers listened. Then Midianite traders passed by, so the brothers pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit, and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver, and they took Joseph to Egypt.
Joseph's troubles have risen higher and higher. He is no longer under his earthly father's protective hand. He is now a slave, being stripped of his position as the favored son, his special attire, and his freedom. Where is God? Did God have a purpose and a plan for Joseph? What about Joseph's dreams?
Genesis 37, verse 36, New King James. Now the Midianites had sold him in Egypt to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and captain of the guard. Genesis 39, verse 6b to 9, 11 and 12, New King James. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance, and it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast longing eyes on Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. But he refused and said to his master's wife, Look, my master does not know what is with me in this house, and he has committed all that he has to my hand. There's no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept back anything from me but you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? But it happened about this time when Joseph went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was inside, that she caught him by his garment and said, Lie with me. But he left his garment in her hand and fled and ran outside.
What a brazen hussy! With Joseph's garment as evidence, what a web of lies this hussy starts spinning. But now, after years of Joseph's siblings' hatred and jealousy, and now this brazen hussy's web of lies, has spiritual fatigue and weariness begun to invade Joseph's heart?
Genesis 38, verses 21, 22, New King James. Then Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy, and he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison.
Many years have passed since Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery. Within those years, Joseph has suffered betrayal and learned difficult lessons in human nature. Has Joseph's situation of being placed in the king's prison taken him deeper into the sinking pit of hopelessness of ever seeing his dreams come into reality? This concludes our devotional video of Lighthouse KinShip, Spiritual Fatigue and Weariness, Psalm 69, 14-16 TLB. Pull me out of this mire. Don't let me sink in. Rescue me from those who hate me and from those deep waters I am in. Don't let the floods overwhelm me or the ocean swallow me. Save me from the pit that threatens me. O Jehovah, answer my prayers, for your loving kindness is wonderful. Your mercy is so plentiful, so tender, and so kind.
Monica and I thank you for traveling along with us here at the DeSoto Bluff Trail overlooking the Ouachita River, Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Come along and journey with us by subscribing to our channel. Hit that little notification bell so that you won't miss our next stop. And please give us a thumbs up, liking our videos, and help us to spread the gospel by sharing these videos on your social media platforms. Thank you for leaving your comments below on how these devotions are helping you, and also your prayer requests so that we know how to pray for you.